Okay, so I think it's pretty obvious the S23 Ultra is pretty popular right now, but I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me by the end of this video after I give you 5 reasons why you shouldn't buy the Galaxy S23 Ultra. So let's get started. First off, let's talk about the elephant in the room. And when I say that, I mean this phone is just too big, too heavy. I mean, it's good if you don't have time to lift weights or work out. Just use this phone a lot, and then it's actually a pretty good replacement for a dumbbell workout. But for most people out there, it's just gonna be too heavy, especially once you put a case on here. Basically gonna be like you're carrying around a tablet that barely fits in your pocket. Now, along those same lines, I think it's pretty obvious there's a design flaw with this phone. The screen's just too large. You can't even really reach to touch things on here, especially for anyone who is a normal sized person. Now, if you're about 6'5" or 7 foot tall, this would probably be the perfect size phone for you. I gotta say, going from the Pixel 7 to the S23 Ultra is quite a big difference in both size and weight. And if you're still watching this video at this point, you're probably already trying to figure out what other phones you can buy. That's actually a pretty smart move. One other thing about the screen on here, not really sure if you knew this, but this screen is curved on the edges. I'm still trying to figure out why they did that. I mean, it may be okay for some people, but good luck finding a decent screen protector that's gonna completely cover the edges. So hopefully you don't drop this phone, but if you do happen to drop it, make sure you drop it just right so it doesn't land on the edges. Then I think you'll be fine. And then let's be real, this phone is just too expensive when you have other options like the S22 Ultra, which looks identical to this. And sure, the S23 Ultra might be a little bit better in performance, maybe slightly better on battery life, but is it really that much to make you pay this much more? I think you already know, probably not. Plus, if you really have to have a new Samsung phone, I'd say you should just go with the regular S23, maybe even the S23 Plus if you have to spend extra money. It's gonna have most of the same features as the Ultra version, just without the S Pen, and it actually has a flat screen. So why did I buy the S23 Ultra, you might ask? Well, because I have a tech YouTube channel, and apparently people want to see this device, learn more about it, before they spend this much money. Luckily, you just happened to watch this video before going out and wasting your money. Oh, and also, if you're thinking this is the fastest phone out there because it has the newest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, just keep in mind, pretty early in the year, and pretty much every other flagship is gonna have this same or some variation of the same processor. Like for instance, the OnePlus 11 5G, which is going to be about the same performance as the S23 Ultra. Plus you get 4 years software updates, 5 years security updates, just like with Samsung as well. Plus you're only paying about half as much as the S23 Ultra. Now the software on here, it's currently on One UI 5.1, sort of Samsung's version of Android 13. And while it may be better than some of the Samsung phones in the past, I still don't feel like this is quite as good as the software on the Pixel 7 or the 7 Pro. And the Pixel phones are gonna be quite a bit cheaper, plus they're gonna have just as good a camera quality in my opinion. There's also so many detailed things about the Pixel software that makes it a little bit better, actually probably the best out there in my opinion. Not to mention things like call screening that you almost forget about until you switch to a phone like this or to an iPhone. So I feel like that was at least 5 really good reasons not to buy the S23 Ultra. I could probably think of 5 more, but I don't want to take up too much of your time when you could be out looking at other phones to buy that are going to be cheaper and probably better. But if for some reason after you watched this and thought, you know what, Fishby, I don't really care about any of the stuff you just said, then I would say, okay, first off, calm down, it's only a phone. I would also say this might be just the right phone for you, and I guess it would be okay if you bought it. I'll even leave a link in the description below just for you to buy it. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishby Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.